Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Tengu Otogi Zoushi. And we are pursuing Yamabuki. He's come to rescue us from Asahi, who has kidnapped us to try to take us as his wife. And we're trying to stop the fight here. I think I got the technical issue resolved, hopefully. So let's continue on from where we left off and hope that everything goes okay. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story.
Jumping into the middle of a combat? Are you insane?
The two stopped their movements and stared at me. I'm afraid, but I can't see this anymore. There was blood on the floor all around them. Please, stop killing each other.
Sumire, are you crying?
Yamabuki looked into my face in worry, realizing I was crying. Please, return to the Yamabuki I know. My tears dropped all over his arm.
Sumire.
Yamabuki pulled me over and held my body tight. Oh. I held back and cried quietly.
I didn't mean to make you sad. I'm sorry.
Don't fight anymore. I mumbled, choking in tears, and Yamabuki gently rubbed my back instead of answering.
Well, you say so, but we both don't want to give up on you.
Asahi held his right arm, which didn't move anymore, and gave a fed-up laugh.
Oh, I agree with Sumire.
2 mountain monks landed in the garden. Chitose-san? Kohaku-san? Chitose-san entered the mansion with a staff in his right hand. Kohaku-san followed, glaring at Asahi-san.
Atago Tengu. I'm surprised the head of the Tengus would come. Oh, I really dislike being involved in trouble.
Chitose-san sighed as he answered to Asahi-san's casual remark. Chitose-san's the head of the Tengu? Is that true? My eyes shined bright at what Asahi-san said.
Hadn't I told you? I'm the head of all 48 great Tengus.
I was really confused.
So, hey, Fox.
Chitose-san narrowed his eyes.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be in trouble if you bring trouble into the city.
Yep, apparently he's way more commanding than he actually looks. His face was gentle, but his voice was low and heavy.
Go, or the Atago Tengu will be your opponent. Very well. I won't fight against the 3 of you.
No, he'll just backhandedly attack you all, one by one. Asahi-san looked at me and smiled.
See you again, Sumire-san.
A blue flame emerged all around Asahi-san before I could answer. He vanished. Asahi-san was no longer there when the flame disappeared.
Kurama, seems you've been fighting.
Chitose-san sighed as he spoke to Yamabuki.
What are you here for?
Yamabuki glared at him while panting in exhaust.
Well, humans are in chaos now because you were fighting with a fox.
Onmyoji and priest will be here any minute. Kohaku-san said the rest. We can't let them see you. Let's get out of here.
You're right.
Ugh. Yamabuki collapsed as he tried to stand up.
Shall I give you a hand? No way.
Are you all right? I ran over him to see him in pain.
Yeah, daybreak is near. We have to get you back to...
Sorry, Yamabuki. You're gonna have to just take a hit on your pride and accept some help. Yamabuki made a face. I'm worried about you, Yamabuki. I could stay a while longer.
Are you joking?
Not at all. Let me treat your wounds. He made a troubled look at my words.
First, let's get out of here.
The building was creaking. We should get out of here as fast as we can. We headed to the garden, guided by Chitose-san. The moment we stepped out, the mansion collapsed. I got out not a moment too soon. Wow, thank goodness we made it on time. I muttered with my sleeve to my mouth so as not to breathe the dust.
I'm returning to Kurama Mountain.
Can you fly?
I'll carry him to Kurama.
Chitose-san took Yamabuki's arm and wrapped it around his neck. Yamabuki frowned but didn't resist. Take me with you. Can you really carry 2?
No, return to your mansion.
Yamabuki shook his head slowly. I will as soon as I treat your wounds. Kohaku, you're gonna have to carry me. I made up my mind not to move a step until he said yes.
All right.
Yamabuki sensed my strong will and sighed. Thank you, Yamabuki.
Well, if we're done here, let's go to Kurama. Kohaku, take Sumire with you.
There we go. Now I got an arrangement.
What? I'm carrying her.
Kohaku-san blinked and complained to Chitose-san. Well, would you rather take Yamabuki?
My arms are full with Kurama. Let's go.
Damn. Alright, let's go. Yes! I nodded, taking Kohaku-san's hand. After we arrived at Kurama Mountain, we entered the great cedar tree to treat his wounds. It was strange that a fireplace was inside the tree hollow. Last time this place seemed cold and dark, but now it felt warm. I saw smoke going up and looked down at the fire. How's the wound? I asked Yamabuki, sitting next to me.
It doesn't hurt much now.
Oh, good. Yamabuki's wound was deeper than it seemed, and Chitose-san had to sew it together. Chitose-san's medicines really work, don't they?
Yeah.
He gave a short answer, threw the torn-apart kimono in the corner, and changed into a new one. It hurt me to see his body all covered in bandages. Chitose-san said he would come tomorrow with some medicine, but are you okay to stay up? Chitose-san returned to Otago Mountain with Kohaku-san after treating his wound, so it was only the two of us here now.
What do you mean?
Yamabuki looked at me confused. Well, you might get a fever, or maybe your wound will fester.
I'm not that delicate.
I don't think you're weak, but there's a lot of blood and... Yamabuki came in front of me and sat down.
Thank you for worrying about me.
I'm sorry I made you get hurt.
It's not your fault.
Yamabuki shook his head, placed his hand on my head, and smiled. Yamabuki, you're too kind to me.
I think it's the other way around.
He combed my hair and let go.
Our bodies heal much faster than humans. A wound like this should be all okay in a few days.
That deep a wound?
Yes, the aura of the Kurama Mountain shall heal me.
I see.
My wings are a different story, though.
What, did his wings get injured? What do you mean?
We receive the aura of the mountain with our wings that control divine powers. If our wings are broken, we lose power and eventually die.
I trembled at the word die.
Year by year, the aura of the mountain is getting weaker.
Why is that?
Because the number of humans are increasing. They have no respect for gods or Ayakashi and ruin their land.
Yamabuki said firmly and tossed some logs on the fireplace.
16 years ago, the monks of Enryakuji invaded Hei Mountain and killed Hiei Tengu.
Yamabuki stared into the fire. Kohaku-san is the Hiei Tengu, right?
He was their heir, but his mountain was taken and he can't return.
Is that why he lives with Chitose-san in Otago Mountain?
He's a sorry Tengu who lost his mountain to protect. He's not worthy to call himself Hiei Tengu.
Yamabuki talked without emotion, but his face had a difficult expression. Maybe he was feeling sorry for Kohaku-san. Kohaku-san must hate humans. The former Hiei Tengu, his mountain taken and killed, must have felt great resentment. Kohaku-san as well, with no place to call home. But even with the mountain gone, Kohaku-san exists, right?
Right.
Then, how are Tengu born, and when did they die? All 3 Tengus I've ever met were all men. Could it be that all of them were men?
It depends on the mountain, but the mountain loses its power and goes into sleep at fixated intervals. That's when a Tengu dies.
I didn't know what interval that could be, but they must live longer than humans. How old are you now, Yamabuki?
I think I'm more than 300 years old.
His answer was vague. Perhaps he doesn't remember clearly. 300 years. You're an old man. I could feel my face twitching.
Kurama Tengu does not get older than 16. Ever since I inherited this name from the former Kurama, I've called myself Kuramiyama Sojobo.
Who gave you the name Yamabuki?
The former Kurama Tengu.
I see. Tengu have a hereditary system. The name of the mountain is inherited when you become the guardian Tengu.
When the guardian Tengu approaches the end of his lifespan, he prays to God to give birth to the next Tengu and raises him.
Are there only men?
There are female Tengu, but very few.
Wait a minute. The next Tengu is born when you pray to God, right? Then, is it necessary to make me your wife?
The mountains are becoming weak recently. To protect the mountain, more Tengus make children with human girls.
Uh-huh. So, do you want me to be your wife because of my spiritual powers, Yamabuki?
The fox was after the power you possess, but not me.
Yamabuki shook his head and frowned. The power I possess, is that different from Kenki power? The way he said it stuck in my head. It felt like he was talking about something else.
Forget I said that.
Yamabuki stopped talking. Tell me! I think I can make maybe 1 or 2 more choices after this, but then, since I can't show the endings, I can't go too far. So, alright, we could say, tell me. Don't hide it from me. Tell me.
Ugh.
Yamabuki looked away. There's a reason I have Kenki powers, isn't it? Tell me. I leaned forward and grasped Yamabuki's kimono.
There are things you're better off not knowing.
But even so, I want to make my decisions by myself. Am I part Tengu myself or something? I yelled out. Yamabuki opened his eyes in surprise. We looked at each other, waiting for each other to say something. It was only a few moments, but it felt very long.
16 years ago, there were 2 young Tengu, other than the guardian Tengu in Hiei Mountain.
Yamabuki was the one to break the silence. Kohaku-san?
Yes, the other changed mountains to Hira Mountain, and calls himself the Hira Tengu.
Why didn't Kohaku-san go with him?
Guardian Tengus are supposed to protect the mountain all their life. Hira Tengu gave up, but Kohaku didn't.
Kohaku was going to die together with the former Hiei Tengu.
He was injured and unconscious when a Tago Tengu picked him up.
And then he started living with Chitose-san in the Tago Mountain. If Chitose-san didn't save him, Kohaku-san might have been dead.
The Hiei Mountain has no god now.
What happens when a mountain loses its god?
The soil dies, and the mountain will be wasted. The monks of Inryakuji are maintaining with their dharmic powers, but who knows how long that'll work.
Oh no!
The day Hiei Mountain was taken, it is said that the mountain god disappeared.
That means it might be somewhere else? His purple eyes wavered at my words.
Why do you think I'm telling this story?
To tell me how Tengu are born and how they die?
How old are you now?
I'm 16? My heart pounded. Oh no, that couldn't be. But I'm a human. That can't be possible.
Sumire.
When he called my name, my heart jumped.
Children are said to be God's kin until they are 7 years old, when they turn into humans. I didn't realize myself when we first met.
I wanted to know the truth, but I didn't want to, because I'm a human.
I know now, your spiritual powers are not that of a human.
No, I am a human.
You bear the aura of the god of Hiei Mountain.
That's a lie. I'm father and mother's daughter. I put my hand to my chest and yelled out, but Yamabuki answered without changing his expression.
The god away from the mountain chose your mother with you already inside her body.
I heard my mother had strong spiritual powers just like me. Father said that I could see things because I inherited those powers.
You were chosen to be the vessel of God.
You're saying I'm the vessel of the god of Hiei Mountain?
That's right.
Can God's auras be put inside human bodies? I can't believe it.
That's why your mother died when she gave birth. She couldn't withstand God's aura.
If that was true, Mother sacrificed her life for me. Oh no. I felt my face going pale.
Let's get some fresh air.
Yamabuki took my hand and helped me up and took me outside. I looked down as I walked as he escorted me. Yamabuki led me outside. The branches of the great cedar were broad. I had no worries about falling, but still we were up very high. I ran over to Yamabuki and grasped my hands. He walked over to the center of a branch and sat down. I did as he did, but my legs were unbalanced.
The moon is moving. It must be past 4 in the morning.
Yamabuki muttered, gazing at the sky. The east sky was turning pale, so the sun must be almost coming up.
I must take you back home.
Oh, I totally forgot all about that. I just felt like, hey, alright, we're living here now. Yamabuki said sadly and released my hand. Did you asking me to marry you because you knew that Hiei Mountain was inside me?
I said I'm different from the fox.
Yamabuki gave a bitter laugh and looked at the feather necklace on me.
The fox thinks if you give birth to his child, it'll become a strong Ayakashi.
He said fox Ayakashi were getting fewer and fewer.
He must have been behind it when you were spirited away 10 years ago.
Yamabuki's eyes were cold and strict. He really must hate Asahi-san. Why do you think it was Asahi-san?
His aura was the same as I felt when we first met.
Asahi-san left me at Kurama Mountain?
I wonder why I felt the presence of God as well as the presence of an intruder.
Yamabuki touched his chin to recall that night.
And I was surprised to find you there.
Well, anybody would be surprised to see a human child there.
You must have unconsciously released divine aura to escape and landed in Kurama.
Ah, so that's how I ended up there. He didn't just leave me there. That did make sense. 10 years ago, I was spirited away after seeing blue balls of flame. I found myself in Kurama Mountain. I wandered through the mountain until Yamabuki found me. You saved me every time, thanks. I smiled to give him gratitude, and Yamabuki's face brightened.
Not at all. I'm very glad I was able to meet you, Sumire.
Yamabuki touched my cheek gently.
Kurama Tengu possess great powers. It is so strong even other Tengu did not come close. So I had been all alone.
He added the last words in a small voice. Aww. Yamabuki is kind. You're a kind Tengu, Yamabuki. Why doesn't everybody realize that?
You are the only one who would say such a thing.
You're not good at telling your feelings to people, but you're kind. His smile made me feel sad. I reached out both hands to touch his face.
You don't know the real me. If I release my powers, I won't stop until I destroy everything.
Yamabuki's eyes wavered in thought.
I'm not sure if even Itago Tengu would be able to stop me.
Even when that happens, I'll keep calling your name. I put my face close to his and touched his forehead with mine. Alright, and there we're going to end this video because I think these are like really short stories. And I don't know that we have much left that I can read because I can't read the ending. So what little we have left I want to save for one more video, I think. Hopefully there'll be enough to be a decent video. Yeah, it's really tough when you don't really know, and it's a completely different structure than I'm used to following. So anyway, hope to see you in the next video or some of my other ones, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye everybody.